Chicago, the city of wind, of tall buildings touching the clouds, of blues and jazz music playing on every street corner, has long been seen as a symbol in the colorful picture of the United States. Located in a strategic position of the Midwest, Chicago is not only an important center of economy, finance, and industry, but also a treasure of culture, art, history, and food. This is the place where immigrants from all over the world came, bringing their own identity, mixing into a lively and attractive flow. When you enter Chicago, you will be drawn into the busy life. The bright lights reflecting on the large Lake Michigan, the buildings that make the world look up, and the exciting atmosphere of a city that never sleeps. Located in the northeast of Illinois, Chicago is right on the southwest shore of Lake Michigan, one of the famous Great Lakes, and also the second largest freshwater lake in the United States. This position not only gives the city beautiful natural scenery, with a long lake shore of many kilometers, but also makes Chicago an important transport hub of the United States, connecting waterway, railway, road, and air. The city has an area of more than 600 square kilometers, and it is the home of about 2.7 million people, while the larger metropolitan area around has over 9 million residents. The climate of Chicago is humid continental, with hot and wet summers, very cold winters with heavy snow, and especially the strong winds from Lake Michigan that make the city be called the Windy City. This geography not only gives Chicago a unique natural beauty, but also helps the city become a complete development center of the United States. The history of Chicago is connected with strength and the wish to rise up. In the 17th century, French explorers started to come, and in 1780, Jean-Baptiste Pointe du Sable was seen as the first permanent resident, making the base for the community here. In 1833, Chicago was officially recognized as a town with only 200 people. But thanks to the strategic position near Lake Michigan and the growth of the Illinois-Michigan Canal, the city quickly became an important trade center, connecting the Great Lakes with the Mississippi River. Only a few years later, in 1837, Chicago became a city and entered a period of fast growth thanks to the railway industry, transport, and meat production. However, the Great Fire in 1871, when flames destroyed more than 17,000 buildings, made more than 100,000 people lose their homes. That tragedy seemed to make the city fall, but from the ashes, Chicago came back strong. The 20th century continued to see Chicago become a center of culture, music, and also famous dark times like the Prohibition era, when the name Al Capone was linked with the city. But above all, Chicago today has confirmed its place as a global city, leading in finance, trade, education, health, technology, architecture, and art. Stretching into Lake Michigan, Navy Pier is one of the symbols of Chicago. This place is like a small world of entertainment, with a giant Ferris wheel, a park, a cinema, restaurants, and event spaces. In summer, the sky of Chicago is bright with fireworks from Navy Pier, while in winter it becomes a festival paradise full of lights. Day or night, Navy Pier is always busy and is a favorite place for both tourists and local people. If New York has Central Park, then Chicago is proud of Millennium Park, one of the most modern and artistic parks in the United States. The center of this place is Cloud Gate, often called with love the Bean, a big shiny steel bean that shows the skyline and the happy faces of visitors making poses under it. Every step around the bean opens a different picture of the city, making it a check-in point that cannot be missed. Next to it, J. Pritzker Pavilion, an outdoor stage with a curved metal roof designed by Frank Gehry, often has concerts and cultural events, bringing art experiences in a lively, natural space. Known as a symbol of strength and the wish to reach high, Willis Tower once kept the title of the tallest building in the world for many years. With a height of 442 meters and 110 floors, this building is still an amazing work of architecture. The experience of Skydeck on the 103rd floor is the most unforgettable moment. Stepping into the ledge, a clear glass box going out from the tower, you will feel like you are floating in the air, seeing the whole Chicago under your feet. This is the place that tests courage, but also brings a strong excitement that words cannot explain. People who love art will surely enjoy the Art Institute of Chicago, one of the top art museums in the world. From classic European paintings, modern works full of creativity, to unique Asian collections, this museum keeps a treasure of human culture. Famous masterpieces like American Gothic by Grant Wood or A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte by Georges Seurat make this place an important stop in the journey to explore Chicago. The busiest shopping street in Chicago has the proud name Magnificent Mile, running along Michigan Avenue. This is the place of luxury fashion brands, modern shopping centers, elegant restaurants, and high-class hotels. Walking along the Magnificent Mile, visitors can see historic buildings and also feel the busy life that is special to the Windy City. It is not only a shopping paradise, but also a journey to experience one of the most luxurious ways of life. One of the places that shows the soul of the city is the Chicago Riverwalk, the path along the Chicago River. Here, people can drink a coffee, craft beer, or taste special food at small riverside shops, while watching the beautiful buildings reflected on the water. A boat trip on the river is a great choice to fully enjoy the special architecture of Chicago, where modern and classic mix in an attractive way. In the busy city life, Lincoln Park is a peaceful green space that gives residents and visitors a place to rest and relax. Lincoln Park Zoo, one of the oldest zoos in the United States and free to enter, is a favorite place for families. This is the place where children can explore the animal world, and adults can find relaxation in the fresh, green nature. Chicago still has many interesting things. This is the place where the skyscraper was born, the city with more than 77 communities with their own identity, and the place where the L train system became a special symbol of transport. This city once hosted the World's Fair in 1893, an event that marked an important step in science and technology for the world. Chicago is also the city of sports, where the love of basketball is linked with the legend Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, baseball with the Chicago Cubs and White Sox, American football with the Chicago Bears, and ice hockey with the Chicago Blackhawks. For the people here, sports are not only entertainment, but also pride and a way to connect the community. The culture of Chicago is a mix of many streams. This city is called the melting pot of the United States, where immigrants from all over the world make a rich diversity. Irish, Italian, German, Polish, Greek, Mexican, African, and Asian people left their mark in architecture, food, festivals, and music. Because of this, when people think of Chicago, they think of jazz and blues, kinds of music that were played in small bars in the 1920s and now have become cultural heritage. People in Chicago are known as friendly, open, and full of positive energy. They love their city strongly, are loyal to local sport teams, close to their neighborhoods, and proud of diversity. Life in Chicago shows the spirit of strength. From the sad days of the Great Fire to the economic crisis, people here always stood up, built and created without stop. They are the soul of Chicago, a community that is active, strong, and full of life. Food in Chicago is also an experience that cannot be missed. No one can leave the city without trying Chicago-style deep dish pizza, the famous pizza with a crispy crust, full of cheese, tomato, and thick meat that looks heavy just by seeing it. At the same time, there is the Chicago-style hot dog, a sausage and bread with onion, tomato, pickle, chili, and mustard, and especially no ketchup, an unwritten rule in Chicago. Next is the Italian beef sandwich, with bread and thin beef cooked with Italian spices, dipped in rich sauce, giving a taste that cannot be found anywhere else. Besides these special foods, Chicago is also famous for Garrett popcorn, Polish cakes, Greek food, Mexican food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food, and many other cuisines showing cultural diversity. Every street corner, from simple fast food shops to luxury restaurants, makes a rich food map that few cities can compare with. Finally, Chicago is not only a modern city with tall skyscrapers, but also a colorful picture of history, culture, people, and food. This is a city of contrast, but also harmony, busy and romantic, global, and also keeping its own identity. People love Chicago not only for the great views or the busy life, but also for the spirit of strength, creativity, and freedom that comes from the people here. Anyone who visits Chicago will understand why it is called the Windy City. not only because of the cold winds from Lake Michigan, but also because of the wind of change, freedom, and the wish to rise higher, blowing from the heart of the United States.